Friday Night Flies. Your host with the most, Scotty Holmes.
Well, it's Friday night. I'm back for the second episode. I think that's all we're going to do tonight is two. Boulder tied a really, really nice streamer. I was completely impressed. So simple, so beautiful. Hey, beautiful. That was a beautiful fly. And I really liked it.
Yeah.
I am, on the other hand, I'm going to tie up a lake pattern that I don't currently have enough of in my box, so I've been.
You want me to take her down there so you can show people?
Well, yeah, let's show them.
There it is. It is beautiful.
So a simple damsel fly. This is just a combination of a few different materials. You don't really need a whole bunch of materials to tie this, and these catch fish. Damsel flies catch fish. There was times last year where I was cursing myself because I didn't have any damsel flies. You remember that day, Scotty?
Oh, I do.
Yeah, just I was trying every nymph in the book and everything, and Scotty's just hammering fish because he had, I think he had like two hooks left. Yeah, two damsels and not sharing.
I like damsels, but I'm more of a dragon guy myself. Man.
Well, I'm pretty much whatever they're eating, I want to have and I want to throw.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
right?
I mean, typically if they're on the damsels, they're on the dragon.
I think we have more dragons around Pemberton than we do damsels.
Oh,
yeah?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's pretty
close.
Yeah, I'd say there's probably more damsels than there's dragons.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like feeding off the kids menu when you can, you know. Do you go and order off the kids menu at McDonald's?
No, I don't.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't order a Happy Meal.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's a good meal. That's a good meal.
Yeah, it's a tasty meal.
You got that right. So anyhow, let's get down to business and show these fine folks how to slay them.
Okay. Well, first you got to do is you got to get your hook out of the package. I'm a little bit behind. I usually have these kinds of things done. We're gonna.
Oh yeah, we've got
take that out of the ice.
Friday Night Flies. We've got it. It's live question and answer. So if you got some questions, hit us up. We'll try our best to answer them.
And then you take your little eyes, and these are chain eyes. These are like the things that you have for drains and keychains and all that sort of stuff. And what you do is you just take and you just. I use these little mini like electrical pliers or cutters and cut myself off one. Put that off to the side, and then I'm going to start by tying on my thread. And I don't need to tie on a whole bunch. I just need to get enough to get at this point to get my eyes on there. Oh, there they are. So we're just gonna make a couple wraps just till. Ooh, maybe too many wraps. I want to be able to move it.
I need the yellow and the big colors of white.
Come on.
Here, you know what I'll do is I'll write date on it too.
Well, I just banged the heck out of the counter.
Oh God! Can you grab the camera? Earthquake! We'll just leave you alone for 2 seconds.
Well, I know. I tied my eyes in it. Of all the things.
Up and this way. This way a bit now.
How did you move
it's
the
like,
camera that
Moved
much?
everything.
I made 2 wraps on my eyes, and they would not move an inch. They would move a millimeter.
More that way?
Yeah, still gotta come this way a bit. Holy Toledo's.
I hit it really good.
Shorten up your thread. You won't have
No, it wasn't that. It was.
It was back.
What's that?
Well, no, don't go moving things.
Are we good now?
Yeah. Sorry, everybody. Okay. Well, I don't know if you noticed that. I put 2 wraps on that, and it would not budge. I thought I would be able to get a little bit of movement on it afterwards, but I guess not.
Funny guy.
Yeah. Good job, Scott. Jeez.
Okay, so the whole key there is to get your eyes on, right? Now we're going to tie on our rib. And, I mean, the rib's up to you in terms of what color you want to use. I'm using amber here. I use fluorescent colors.
program. I'll start making us some t-shirts.
Probably prefer the browns, copper.
Good job.
I know that,
So
that
we're gonna
cafe
take it
press
back
that I was talking to you about before.
to the bend of the hook.
We can design them.
Yeah.
And do a free website, so you don't actually have to order any product.
Gonna get rid of this piece.
The link just goes on your site has like
This wire has got to be really secure. It's gonna hold down the whole basic body of the fly, and if it comes apart,
just upload your images.
then we're in a lot of trouble. The whole fly is gonna fall apart.
And
So
you can take full control of it though and
keep your body nice and flat.
buy a site. So there's
Now we're gonna pick ourselves a feather, and I happen to have some of the world's worst
that you can use.
all of
buy
marabou
the
here, but I'm
mid-range
gonna
one,
use it.
which you use one of their templates for a web page. And so then you can choose a theme or whatever, and then you get more products, or then you pay, I forget how much it was, but then there's a premium
Okay.
one. And
we're gonna
basically you then are
Figure out our tail. We want our tail
designing
basically to
your
be
own
about
sites,
3/4
so
of
you
the
use
shank of
your
the hook.
website so that you can match it up, but they still all handle all the shipping. And that gives you all the products. So you can sit there and put, okay, I want to make coasters with
From behind the eyes, that's about a full shank. So we're gonna go
and
just
they just
slightly
have that
before
set
there.
price, so it costs $12 whatever, and you get to set the price whatever you want. So you take whatever is over. So you're not making $17 a shirt, but you're making $3 a shirt for not having to do anything. You load it up there and let her go.
somewhere around there.
Kind of takes away from the store a little bit, but I think we should.
We just want to keep our marabou on the top and not all tangled up in those eyes, which is what's happening right now.
Plugin for WordPress.
And then you notice I didn't really spend a whole bunch of time. I put in, I think, 3 wraps. That wire is going to hold down that marabou.
Well, I know what I'm doing for the rest of the time.
Well,
it sucks that I lost all the information. It has all my wedding stuff on it, my ring design for my custom ring, Nicole's custom ring. So I'm trying to get mine remade again.
So we take it right up to behind the eyes, and we tie it off.
So it's like all our wedding stuff was on there because I made all the invites and everything and designed them all, so it was all on there. Woo.
And then we're going to wrap our rib up. I'm going to wrap
Give your dad his iPod back.
one around our wraps down there without trying to wreck my tail.
Looking fishy.
that's pretty simple stuff, really.
It's good. It's your basic
And
Basic.
it's deadly.
tying techniques.
Yeah, basic ribbing. Put a tail on. Put your rib on.
Then you give it to Boulder, and he starts putting tinsel in.
Well, but that's that's
Overcomplicating
how it
things.
gets more complicated, right? Okay.
I would have to say that damsels and dragonfly nymphs, I've caught thousands of
Really,
trout.
eh?
Oh, in the thousands.
So now we're
When
gonna
they're-
put on our.
When
They're
they're
my
on them.
top 2. Yeah, they're my top 2 patterns for.
That and leeches.
Still
Leeches are
water.
killer too.
Yeah, they all have. Each one of them seems to have their season, and all leads one into the next.
I mean, if you talk to guys that are chronomid fishermen, that's all they fish. They're chronomid, they're stillwater, but I mean, to me, that's kind of like bobber fishing, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know.
Bobber fishing?
It really
Is
is.
that what you
Just
said?
sitting there, and it's like,
It is pretty boring. I'm not.
it's not boring if you're catching fish, right?
All the time.
I mean,
Oh,
no matter what.
no matter what, you're catching fish. It's
Yeah.
fun. Okay.
But I mean, when you get a dragonfly nymph on or a damselfly, like it's moving. You can strip it. You can
Yeah,
You know,
because they're predator bugs, so they're moving around quite actively.
Oh God, that's the thing. Like I've even trolled the damn things. Like you can't really fish them wrong.
Okay,
Because
so
like if you mix it in with like a booby or something like that, it's just a glorified freaking dragon nymph.
Yep.
And they're always moving. No, even if you're sitting still, it starts to float.
you could, if you wanted to, if you were tying this fly, Scotty and I were just talking about it, you could spend all your time and you could measure all this up and make sure that it was perfect, and then you could be change the way that you tie it on so that you would be having the tails of the pheasant tail come around and be your legs. I'm not going to do that because it's fidgety and they never end up exactly where I want them. I want this fly to be close to where they're exactly supposed to be. But no, and having said that, it's never going to happen. But anyway, so
Well, there's another way of doing it too. If you're trying to use all the same strip,
yeah,
tie your legs in first, since you still have all that. So you tie your legs in first,
yeah,
like so,
yeah,
and tie them in, and then just keep them out of the way. Back wrap, do your wraps, and then fold it over.
yeah,
or
and
sorry,
then back over
tie them
again.
in, fold it over, wrap back, then wrap all this, secure it,
And back
and then
over.
fold
Yeah.
your shell back on.
I'm trying to, as always, minimize steps.
The easiest is just tying your legs separate.
Yeah, well, that's what I've decided for this particular pattern, tying the legs separate.
Shell back and then tie in the legs separate.
And you're guaranteed of the placement without having to fidget. I mean, and it's fine. I mean, doing it at home when you're not on camera.
That's another thing altogether.
Yeah, I mean, at home, and then you can play around and you're not in a hurry and
tie it, untie it.
Okay. Yeah. And you're going to get to a point where you do want to dub the thorax quite a bit. And wrapping it this way, again, it's a bit of a cheat. I could have just trimmed all that off and then made a dubbing loop, taken the marabou and put that in there and made a nice dubbing loop, but this is simpler.
To tell you the truth, fish don't really care either.
No, it's the silhouette. That's all they're looking for.
Well, and that's it. You know, like,
a bit of movement.
don't spend time doing things that you don't need to do. Okay, so we have that. Now we're just going to put our shell case over.
An alfalfa spike there.
What's that?
Nope, it's gone now.
No, it's just laying on the back.
I mean, I could even tie those back, but I won't. Same idea. It'd be better with the tips, which is what I was talking about doing, but it's just a pain. Okay, so legs.
Put up that picture that we got of the Damsel fly nymph.
I don't know where the hell it is. It's buried. I feel like I got like 3 billion pictures on it right now. It would take longer than what it's worth, but not really. It would be kind of cool to show off the real thing.
There we go. Come on.
Yeah, whenever we can get pictures like that, that'd be good for the category header.
Yeah. I can't put a picture in the category header.
And you want to keep your curve going in towards the natural curve, so that it's curving backwards. And I'm going about full length of the body.
Yeah, they got pretty long legs.
What's that?
They got long legs.
Yeah, something like that. And now just a little bit of dubbing. And you know, as you tie flies, the more you tie up a single pattern, you develop things that work better for you or don't work as well for you. And that's the whole fun of tying flies, and the whole fun part of
I mean, you guys are
using
artists, really.
you know, using your flies. Like you try one fly and it's like you can have 5 different flies of the same pattern that are very, very similar in your box, and someday one might work, and then it's nice to have another fly that's very similar
Even just
but not exactly the same, you know.
Variations of color I find is huge too. Like we noticed the other day when we pulled a couple damsels out of Blackwater, they were almost like chartreuse.
Yeah.
They were really hot green.
And then
And
a
then
couple days before that
They
or
were
after
brown.
that, they were brown.
and like a reddy brown. Like
Yeah.
I've seen there are a whole bunch of different colors.
Same lake, same hole, same
Yeah.
weeds, just different day.
Yeah.
I don't know, the sun was out. And they were
Oh, we
absorbing
also found
something.
that
Stick bugs.
what do they call
Stick
it?
bugs.
Water stick insect, I think is what they called it.
Yeah.
Something.
Oh, you
I actually
found
no,
it?
I actually found it.
So yeah, Scotty, we pulled out or crawled
Actually, you know what?
out
I
of the
think I got a
water.
picture of it here
A
somewhere.
bug that looks like a stick, like this, out of the Blackwater Lake.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
Well,
so
I'll-
cool.
I'll see if
I know what you're
I've
talking
got it.
about too. I've seen them before.
Hold on, I've got it here.
A picture?
I've got a picture of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we took a picture of it. Yeah.
There, water stick insect is what it's called.
It's creepy looking. We'll show you after.
Yeah, it's not here. We'll show you right now. So if you're wondering what this,
Thing looks like.
yeah, here we go.
Here you go.
We're sharing it right now. So that's what we pulled out of the water, the Blackwater
Twice.
Lake, twice in 2 days. But you can see it's huge, massive, size of his finger, and that's not a baby hand either. But
Yeah,
anyhow,
they're crazy
if
looking,
you've ever
right?
seen these things, let us know. We're gonna try tying a couple of them. We don't even know how they swim or anything. I think it would be kind of cool to try. I don't think it's ever been done before, but we're gonna try it.
Okay.
That's a matter if trout eat them or not.
So are we back down low or what?
Yeah, we're down on the
Yeah,
bottom.
sure.
here.
Okay. So there you go, folks. How does that turn out? Did it turn out good? Nice, yeah.
Wasn't the damsel at the same time period?
There you go. Nice and simple.
Yeah, roll it over. Give us a quick roll. That's the belly. The back is beautiful. Very nice.
And your side profile.
That's it. It looks good. Anyhow,
Looks
let's
good.
go up top and we'll sign out there, Scott.
Okay, well, Scotty Holmes with Friday Night Fives, Boulder, Big Bad Brad, you know, talking fishing, talking about the things that are working for us and things that we're going to try and want to try and will try.
That's like one of my favorite sayings. Right
Oh, my
there.
God.
You just hit
We
it.
are or we will.
Or
And
another
we
one I
want
use
it.
a lot is, it is what it is.
Exactly.
So
What
it
can you change about what it is, right?
Okay.
Well, yeah, Scotty Holmes, Friday Night Fives. Until next time, good fishing.